And welcome back, everyone, to the episode 3 spoiler review of the Ahsoka series on Disney Plus right now. As always, I am Mitch. You can follow me on all the socials in the link tree description down below. Alright, first of all, same as last week. Double GA SAG, pay them, please. You can't be a billionaire and then surprised you're being vilified when you are not willing to give up less than 1/7% of your company's yearly gross. You can't be shocked, but you shouldn't be shocked by that mentality, because old white billionaires, gotta love them. Anyway, pay your people, support your artists. Everyone deserves to be able to live. It's not difficult. Just pay them. Because all you're going to do is run yourself out of business. That's the long and short of it. Studios can't do this forever. Even though they're going to act like it. But Ahsoka episode 3. I enjoyed it. I thought the choreography of the training was good. The choreography in the dogfights were cool. I think the show's a little dark in the colour department. It was very... people last week complained about the colour correction and the grayscaling in the first 2 episodes. I didn't get that so much. I've had it quite a lot of times with these Disney Plus shows because it seems to be a consistent thing. I don't get how or why they're still doing it and how they put it out like that. But this one, I really got it. It felt really dark and grey, and it didn't need to. Someone's going to be like, "Oh, they're out in space half the time." I'm like, yeah, cool. Doesn't mean you can't not see anything. But that is what it is, right? Hopefully one day they'll get the message and take on the feedback that virtually everyone I've seen talk about these shows has with these shows. But yeah, I think this episode, more than most out of the recent shows, proves... I don't know what I'm saying, proves. For my argument, it goes a long way in helping that these shows should be 8 episodes. And I can appreciate that Ahsoka is 8 episodes, right? I do appreciate that. But at the same time, you're giving me 8 episodes, but you're doing half-hour ones, so if you carry on doing this, I'm only going to get the equivalent to 4. So you're not really doing the feed. You're not addressing the feedback people are giving you, right? It's like, here, shut up. You did 8 episodes. It's like, no, you did 4, but you cut them into 8. There's no need for it, and I get why this one's short, because it is more of an action focused episode. I understand that you can't really have the hour, but you could give everything a bit more of a substance in there, right? Because what we got was good. The conversation with Hera, or the meeting with Hera, and the new Alliance Council, which comically dumb. They're on a different level of dumb. Obviously not all of them, right? Because there is, like, I can't remember her name. I know we've seen it before, but the actual shock when Hera mentions Thrawn, like, oh, I believe you, that's an actual threat, and then you get either the clearly dumb ones responding with we don't, oh, you just want Ezra back, which, yeah, sure, it's just part of it. They're either comically dumb or they are part of the Imperial loyalists, right? There's no two ways about that. It's either you're being dumb for the sake of, we need Thrawn to come back and have this war, and also what do they call them in the sequel trilogy? I can't remember. The First Order, right? We've got to set up the First Order. That's what all these shows are kind of here for. Like Clone Wars and Rebels before it, we've got to set up what comes after it. Or improve what comes after by doing stuff before, like Clone Wars to the prequel trilogy and all that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're in with Thrawn. I also wouldn't be surprised if they just comically done for the sake for the plot, not for the sake of it, because there's obviously a reason for it. But I enjoyed the conversation. I thought it was done well. It is scarily relevant to how the world is being run today and how inept every government seems to be. That you could make the argument that all governments are always inept, but that's neither here nor there. It's a different conversation for a different day. Maybe when Jared's back on. But yeah, I feel like that it being 30 minutes wasn't enough. There needs to be something else in this episode. And I don't want them to just rush everything. Not that I feel like they are. I feel like this show is, despite it being having 30 minutes back to back with episode 2 and 3, I don't feel like it is rushing anything. I feel like it is taking its time, but we'll see. I just don't understand how you can have a streaming service not beholden to ad breaks and not keep to a minimum of 45 minutes. Because you can do a lot in 10 minutes. You can do a huge amount in 10 minutes. You can make or break an episode in 10 minutes. Or even a show in 10 minutes, to be honest. But, yeah. Acting was good, I thought. The writing was good, I thought. Yeah, I still... There's this conversation online about how Dawson's miscast as Ahsoka because she's not playing a teenager. It's like Ahsoka's pushing 50 in the timeline now. Why would you want a near 50-year-old playing a teenager? I don't understand it. And if you want that more high energy, even though she's not that young anymore, she's... How old is Sabine? I don't actually know how old Sabine is. How old? I'm just gonna Google this. Bear with me. Oh. So she's in her 20s, right? She's in her 20s. I don't know how long it's been since the end of Rebels. Let's put in Ahsoka. There we go. Thank you, Google. Wow, she's 29 or 30. Well, you know, she's still 20 years younger than Ahsoka. God damn. But I really like how... Excuse me. That was not intentional. But I really like the dynamic between a Mandalorian being a Jedi Padawan and a non-conventional Jedi, right? This whole, as Xu Yang says, oh, you come from a long line of unconventional Jedi. It's like, yes, she does. She very much does. But we're gonna see the seeds. I really hope we get something with Sabine, like, later down the line. Maybe Filoni's movie. I no doubt Filoni's movie is gonna have Sabine be a Jedi in that. I can't see any way, shape or form that's not. You could clearly end up with this, or even the Rey movie, I suppose, with the new Jedi Order, have like her, Sabine, all these characters we've seen, and they've really changed how the Jedi are, because let's be honest, they fundamentally need to change. Hugh Yang can be out here with all this. The Jedi Order survived for millennia. It's like, yes, it also led to its downfall because it didn't adapt, it didn't change, it stayed in its ways, it's lost. But then that's the core of the show, right? You got the old versus the new. Because Skull and Hattie, like Bale and Skull and Shin Hattie, they're clearly representing the old. Same with Morgan Elsbeth, right? Or Esbeth. As in Elsbeth, Horizon Zero Dawn. I can't remember. Anyway, the obvious Night Sister, the Dathomirian. It's all about the old fighting the new, and Sabine's supposed to signify the new, obviously. So you're going to have this interesting butting of heads and ideologies coming in this, which is when Star Wars is at its best, to be honest, personally. But they also visualise it really well in this with the old Spitfire type ships that Shin Hati and Marika flying in the dogfight. It was cool. No, I don't know if their old designs are new. Ironically, new for Star Wars. I said it 1,000 times. I'm not the Star Wars guy. I'll ask Jared when he comes back, unless someone in the comments tells me. But I don't remember ever seeing like the Spitfire type ships in this. If they're new, cool, that's great. I love them. If they're old, cool, great. I love them still. But it's a nice visual representation of what's going to be happening in this. Because obviously it's the crux. We have to get Thrawn back because we want the old ways. We want the old Empire back in charge. And you have Ahsoka and Sabine with, no, we need to move forward and push past. The old didn't work for either side. It's time for something new. So you have to adapt. Oh yeah. I think that's all I got to say, really. Apart from, I'm not sure if the cup moved with Sabine. Part of me wants to say if she did move it, it would have been slightly more obvious than the most tiniest of movements that I'm not sure if my brain tricked me into seeing or not. Because I don't think Star Wars has ever been subtle with someone first moving something. You always get the little clink, 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 thunk. Always happens. You have to visualize that stuff, right? Visual storytelling. But yeah, shorter episode than last week because obviously only one episode at 30 minutes. But yeah, it was cool. It looked nice. I would have loved to have seen that red treed forest with actual colour instead of grey. No, grey pink. No, that could have been a really nice shot, but hey ho, we didn't get that. Yeah, hyperspace ring. Clearly for a Star Destroyer going across Purgil, Space Whale. I can't. What's the word? It's not. Was it It's not hibernation lines. Whatever the way they go. I can't think of the word. I'm just gone totally blank on it. But the look like a salmon swimming upstream. They're gonna follow the giant space whales, and no doubt get a really nice shot of all that. That's gonna be a screensaver for someone. So yeah, I'll be back next week with episode 4, which I would say hopefully is going to be longer, but I know the times leaked for the episodes. I didn't really see them and I can't remember what they were, but I just pray they don't get shorter and shorter and shorter. Hopefully Disney will never go below 20 minutes because that would be a crime. An absolute crime. So I'm going to end this off with stop laundering money from productions so we can have at least 45 minutes of an episode consistently, right? I don't need every episode to be an hour. No one needs that. Have your first be an hour, have your last be an hour. Everything else can jiggle about between 45 and 60 minutes. Done. Sorted. You have enough money, Disney. You are getting 87 billion a year. You wouldn't notice the difference if you did it. Apart from maybe Bubba Iger not getting a 6th yacht or whatever. Apparently man needs a fleet. But anyway, yeah, good episode. Just wish it was longer. That's my main takeaway from it. I'm excited for next week. I'm excited for the rest of the season. I am enjoying this. It's nice to actually have a good Disney Plus show back. So let me know what you think in the comments about the length of the episodes. If you agree with me, if you don't. Because I think 8's the perfect number. I just think they need to be actually a consistent length with it all. So yeah, I'll catch you on next week. So bye-bye.